Greetings. Today we continue our study of the book of Revelation. We're dealing today with the sixth of the seven visions. We'll be looking at Revelation chapter 14, verses 14 through 16. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, Thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. So now we undertake consideration of the sixth of the seven visions in Revelation 14. Someone has suggested that this chapter outlines the end of the age. That would be Walvoord on page 223, who is quoting Kelly. He says Revelation has seven divisions. One, a full remnant of godly Jews, allegiant to the Lamb, standing in ultimate victory upon Mount Zion in the first 5 verses. 2, the proclamation of the everlasting gospel in verses 6 and 7. 3, the fall of Babylon in verse 8, and then we also will see that again in chapters 17, 18, and 19. 4, the doom of the worshipers of the beast, his image, and the number of his name in verses 9 through 11. 5, the blessing upon God's martyrs of this age in verses 12 and 13. 6, the final ingathering of harvest wheat in verses 14 through 16. And then we'll see the ultimate destruction of the tares, the treading out of the bunches of the grapes of earth's vine, and the great winepress of the wrath of God in verses 17 through 20. So surely we must conclude after careful perusal that we have before us a foreshadowing of events recorded in Revelation 19. How is it that the Lamb finally stands in victory with his people upon Mount Zion? Because the timetable of God's plan of the ages, Jesus Christ wins the victory, receives the victor's crown, and establishes his reign of peace and righteousness upon the earth. So let's notice the final ingathering of harvest wheat in verses 14 through 16 of Revelation 14. First, let's notice what John saw in verse 14. And I saw, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sitting like Son of Man, having upon his particular head a golden victor's crown, and in his particular hand a sharp sickle. John said, and I saw, and behold, a white cloud. Immediately, we must think of our crucified, risen, and coming again Savior, Jesus Christ. Remember, Acts 1:9 states that Jesus left on a cloud, and further Acts 1:11 promises that he will come again in the same manner. Matthew 24:27 says, For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For whithersoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Verse 29, it continues, Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. This is not actually fulfilled until Revelation 19:11. Second, John not only saw a cloud, but he saw one like the Son of Man. Someone noted that this is the last time the reference of the Son of Man is used to describe Christ in the Bible. Surely its purpose is to clearly show that this is the foreshadowing of the fulfilling of the promises of Matthew 24 and Acts 1. Third, John saw this one like the Son of Man sitting on a cloud, Jesus poised and ready for the task at hand. Please let us know carefully what is and what is not said here. It is not plainly stated what Christ is seated upon except the cloud. Is he seated on the cloud itself? Is he seated on his throne on the cloud? Or is he on his royal steed on the cloud? Though not expressly stated, there's evidence by implication in what is said for us here. For John saw a golden crown upon his head. This is the word for the victor's crown. Because of his previous victory at Calvary, the slain lamb was declared to be the worthy one. He alone will be given the authoritative and dynamic power to bring God's will to pass upon the earth. In 5, John saw the sharp sickle in his hand. The harvest judgment belongs to him because of the victory which he gained. The sharpness stresses the imminence of its use.